Fragrances that last forever, like literally forever on my skin. Like you literally have to wash these fragrances off. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? It's your guy, Darian. I am the BowTie fragrance guy. On the channel, we'll be talking about primarily fragrances, but throwing some style tips, also some grooming tips as well. If you're gonna smell good, why not look good? This makes total sense to me. So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe, man. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well, so that anytime a new video gets uploaded on this channel, you get notified. On today's video, guys, I'm gonna be jumping into talking about 5 fragrances with eternal longevity. And I say eternal because they literally last all day on my skin. And before you say it, I know some of y'all out there are gonna say, oh man, fragrances don't last. Did you also tell people that you're not bathing on a regular basis? Did you also tell people that you are not moisturizing your skin and you're going out of the house every day looking super duper ashy with dry skin? Did you tell people that? Did you forget to tell them that part? I'm just saying, guys, there are certain things that affect how your skin absorbs fragrances and how fragrances react on your skin, man. You gotta make sure you're bathing, make sure you're drinking enough water and you're staying hydrated, and make sure you're eating the right things and putting the right things in your body so you don't have just garlic and stuff, coming through your pores, man. A lot of things affect the fragrance in your skin. So I'm just saying. So for this guy, these 10 fragrances I'm going to talk about today literally last all day on my skin until I have to wash them off. Now, a lot of these fragrances, you're going to see there's a kind of a commonality between a lot of these fragrances. Either the oil concentration is really high, so it's either eau de parfum or straight de parfum. And of course, the base notes and things of that nature and the notes in there have a lot to do with it, as well as all the other stuff I mentioned about skin chemistry. But these 10 fragrances have eternal longevity. So I'm just going to be quiet, run the intro, we'll come back, we're getting into it. So if you want to see what's on the list, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump into it really quickly. If you don't have my ebook, click that link down below and grab my ebook. It's only $9. And in that ebook, it's going to talk about things like I just talked about, man. Being a gentleman. Hygiene is a part of being a gentleman. The clothes that you wear is a small part of being a gentleman and presenting yourself as such. But I have a lot of other things that goes a lot more in depth into a gentleman's mindset and things of that nature. So make sure if you don't have your copy of the Gentleman's Blueprint, do yourself a favor. Click the link down below, support the channel, support your boy, and get your copy of the Gentleman's Blueprint. You'll be happy that you did. All right, guys, so the first fragrance up on the list today that has eternal longevity on my skin is from the Bond No. 9 Dubai collection. And this one is Dubai Amber. Dubai Amber, this is saffron, raspberry, rose, guaiac wood, and amber. Guys, this particular fragrance is one that has really grown on me. When I initially got it, I wasn't as much of a fan as I am now, just because I'm such an amber fragrance lover that when I got this, and initially, I didn't get as much amber as I wanted. I wanted to be more amber-centric. But amber is definitely there. It's just on the dry down. Well, the first, I would say, hour or so is really more about this, like, it smells like a rose oud combination. But of course, these are Middle Eastern inspired fragrances from Bond No. 9. But for that entire collection, Black Sapphire is pretty good on performance on my skin, but this one did the best on my skin. Like I said in the intro, this is one that I literally have to wash off my skin. It opens up, like I said, it has this more about this rose oud kind of combination. It smells like oud, although oud not listed as a note. It definitely smells like there's some oud here, but you get that. And on the dry down, that's when you get the amber, like this rich amber core that's probably primarily made up of benzoin and probably some labdanum. But this is an amazing fragrance. If you like Middle Eastern inspired fragrances, you'll love this. But I'm telling you, this is one that lasts all day on my skin. All right, all day on my skin. So do yourself a favor, check it out. If you love fragrances that are Middle Eastern inspired, you probably love this one from the Dubai No. 9 Dubai collection. This one lasts forever. This is called Dubai Amber. All right, guys, another fragrance from my collection that has eternal longevity and lasts all day on my skin. And I'm so glad that it does because it smells phenomenal. This is from the brand of Frederic Malle from the Desert Gems collection, and this one is called Promise. This is so good. Apple, Bulgarian rose, cypriol, castoreum, and patchouli are some of the main notes. God, it smells so good. Honestly, this is the most affordable fragrance from the Desert Gems collection of Frederic Malle. Like, we start looking at Hope, and you start looking at the Moon, and what's the other two? Dawn and the Night. About $1,000 plus for those fragrances. Now, the reason this one falls into about that $500 range, although you can find it on discounters, it falls into that range because from what the brand says, there is no actual oud in this fragrance. Now, Dominique Ropion is a perfumer here, and he did this thing where he used cypriol and argamota to create this oud-like accord. So it definitely smells like there's some oud here. But this is like no rose oud fragrance you've ever smelled, because the addition of this very crisp apple note up top is really what catches so many people's attention and makes this such a unique fragrance for many fragrance lovers. And like I said, it's just a plus that, seriously guys, stuff lasts all day long. Like I said, all these fragrances for me, I have to wash them off. I can spray on in the morning around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, it can be 8, 9, 10 o'clock before I get the chance to get to the shower. I can still smell this, not only on clothes, on skin. That's what I'm talking about with these fragrances. They last all day on skin. So if you're into long-lasting fragrances, this is one I recommend you get at least a sample of from the brand of Frederic Malle. Promise. I promise you, it'll last all day. All right, guys, the next fragrance in my collection that lasts all day on my skin is from the brand of BowTie Victoria's. This is Green Sapphire. Green Sapphire. This is a monstrosity when it comes to longevity. Violet leaves, pine, raspberry, saffron, and cedarwood. Guys, that is literally what you get in this fragrance, and it smells amazing. It's woody, it's leathery, slightly smoky and green, with that just right hint of raspberry up top to give this kind of fruitiness, but it's a little bit bitter, which works perfectly for a fragrance like this. It's so woody and masculine and such a compliment getter. Again, I love the fact that this fragrance sticks around for such a long time. And like I said, guys, the theme here, a lot of these fragrances are a little bit more expensive, but with the money, a lot of times you're going to pay for quality of ingredients. A lot of times with quality of ingredients, fragrance concentration, and things of that nature, these are the fragrances that are going to give you, in most cases, the best performance. And this is one that rocks out all day on my skin, and I just love the way it smells. This is the perfect complement to any gentleman's fragrance collection, especially if you're gonna be rocking a suit. Trust your boy on that. And I love this stuff. It lasts all day from the brand of BowTie Victoria's. Check out Green Sapphire. Guys, this next fragrance comes from the brand of Amouage. This should come as no surprise. Interlude Man 53 or Interlude 53 Man. This fragrance is pimento, oregano, pampanax, leather, and oud. This is so good. And when I tell you that this fragrance, listen, I know some of you don't bathe, so get yourself a sample, spray on your skin at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm pretty certain, unless you are one of those big slobbers and you slob all over your hand, put it on your hand, you'll probably be able to smell it the next morning. This fragrance is a monster when it comes to longevity, an absolute monster. 53% oil concentration. It is an extrait de parfum concentration. This stuff goes on and on. I mean, The original was called the Blue Beast, and now they put even more oil into it to make that oil concentration even higher so it lasts even longer. Seriously. You guys have probably heard about this one, so I won't go on and on about it. But man, if you're looking for a fragrance that lasts all day, get your hands on this, however you choose to do so. From the brand of Ambre. This is one of the most gorgeous bottles. I should do a video about that. The most, I don't know what I want to call it, but it's just about the presentation, because presentation is big to me. But this bottle, man, look at this thing. Just absolutely, look at that. My goodness, man. Wow. Anyway, it lasts all day. Interlude 53 from Ambre. All right, guys, this next fragrance is also, of course, you shouldn't be surprised, and straight to Parfum. From the brand of Narcotica, this is called Doza Amber Intense. Amazing fragrance. Sichuan pepper, amber, tobacco, vanilla bean, and oak moss. This is so good. I think they said Doza means handsome. Kind of fits the bill, you know? Dressed up, well-tailored suit, all that kind of stuff comes to mind when I smell this fragrance. One of my favorite ambers in my entire collection. It starts off with this little green note, little greenness. I think there's some cypress in here up top too. I didn't mention that. Little greenness, little spiciness with that and the Sichuan pepper. It just dries down to the most beautiful amber accord featuring that vanilla bean note in here, which to me, I describe vanilla bean as more like a mature vanilla smell. It's not that confectionery sweet kind of kitty or vanilla that leans a little bit more feminine. This stuff is not as sweet, vanilla bean, and I just love the way it is used here with that amber. Amazing fragrance. And like I said, this one and Doza Diablo for me are the two best performers from the this particular brand, and they're all straight to Parfum concentration. So get your nose on this, man. If you love amber, this is a must-have. This is Doza Amber Intense from the brand of Narcotica. All right, guys, the next fragrance is another amazing amber fragrance. This one comes from the brand of Parfums, and this is Ambre Ara. Man. Incense, myrrh, and amber are notes here, and this stuff is fantastic. If you're an amber lover, you gotta get your nose on this. This fragrance brand itself is very high oil concentration. It's an Italian niche brand. I know that you guys don't hear about this brand as much, but trust me, if you're looking for some gems, some hidden gems, check this brand out. All their fragrances have very high oil concentration, and if you've ever heard anybody from the brand speak, they will tell you that they highly recommend that this particular fragrance, any fragrance from this brand, when you spray it on skin, that you're actually rubbing in a little bit, because there's so much, there's such a high level of oil concentration in here. They do recommend you rub them in. But this fragrance, like I said, I don't want to keep saying the same words, but performance is what you want. Performance is what you get with this fragrance. If you love amber, doesn't get much better than this, honestly. This is an amazing amber fragrance. So just check it out, man. It's a smoky amber fragrance. A lot of people kind of compare it to Tom Ford's Amber Absolute. I can kind of see that, but this one to me is a little bit sweeter. I get even more smoke and incense from Amber Absolute, but this one sweetens up Amber Absolute a little bit. Love it. So check it out from the brand of Parfums. This is Ambre Ara. All right, guys, the next fragrance I want to talk about comes from the brand of Arosia Poms. It's expensive, but they last. This is Parfum concentration. If I'm not mistaken, this is Diaghilev. Man, this is a masterpiece of a fragrance. Probably 4,500 notes in here, but peach, blackcurrant, oak moss, leather, and benzoin are some of the notes that I will mention here. It is definitely kind of puts you in that, it's a fruity chypre. It does have this nice fruity opening, of course, primarily highlighting that peach. One of my favorite chypres in my entire collection. And again, the performance on it is next level. Such a sophisticated fragrance. Again, chypres and fougères are the gentleman's fragrance scent profiles, if you ask me. And like I said, nothing pairs better with a suit than a chypre or a fougère. And this is one of the best in the entire game. You can spray it on in the morning, set it and forget it, and it's gonna last you for the duration of your day. So check it out from the brand of Arosia Poms. Definitely gonna give you the performance you're looking for. Gonna have to wash it up your skin. This is the Acqu. All right, guys, next fragrance up is another fragrance brand that only does straight to parfum concentration. So I really could have chosen several others, but I chose this one because this one, not only the longevity, but this one projects like crazy. Folks are definitely going to know that you have entered the room when you wear this stuff. From the brand of Givenchy Luxury, this one is called Crush on Me. Crush on Me. Two notes that I would mention: caramel and patchouli. That's really what this fragrance is about. I think they list ginger as a note here as well, but caramel and patchouli. This is a patchouli and caramel bomb. It is definitely kind of like, kind of that flirtatious kind of scent profile. But man, I am telling you, when you talk about performance, and again, that is in the longevity department. That's also in the projection and CIs department. This is one of the best in my entire collection. It is enormous on CIs, longevity, and projection. Trust me, if you haven't smelled it, somebody around you probably has. And I know if somebody wears it, you're going to smell it for sure if you are anywhere in the vicinity of them, because this thing is a monster performer. So check it out from the brand of Givenchy Luxury, Crush on Me. All right, guys, this next fragrance up is another fragrance from the Desert Gems collection of Frederic Malle, The Moon. The Moon, this is raspberry, blackberry, lychee, rose, and oud. Oh, man. Fantastic. Basically, this is this fruit accord up top. That's created by the raspberry, the blackberry, and the lychee, which gives this very candy-like sweetness to go with the blackberry and the raspberry, which are, it's by themselves not as sweet fruit notes, but the lychee actually gives it some sweetness. So you have this beautiful sweet fruitiness up top with the rose and oud. Julian Rasquinet, this is an absolute masterpiece of a fragrance. And I think for anybody that loves oud or wants to get into oud, this fragrance is a must try. It is expensive, but many times in life, man, a lot of times, guys, you get, they say it's one of the oldest sayings in the book. You oftentimes are going to get what you pay for. This is a phenomenal fragrance, and it lasts all day long. From the brand of Frederic Malle, The Moon. And last but not least, I cannot find many people that have experienced this fragrance that will not vouch for its eternal longevity. This is also another one that is a monster in the CIs and projection categories as well. From the brand of BowTie Victorious, I'm gonna close this one out with Blue Sapphire. One of my absolute favorite fragrances in my collection. Chamomile, marigold, sage, rose, and oud. Again, this is beautiful candied citruses, primarily lemon, with rose and oud on the dry now, just to kind of simplify it. Beautiful florals in the mid that give this that gives this floral freshness to the fragrance. An absolute masterpiece of a fragrance. And again, it lasts all day. Do yourself a favor. If you have not tried this fragrance, try it. Try it and let me know what you think about it. I'm pretty certain you're going to be pleased with it. And again, if you're into performance, this one is definitely going to get the job done for you. So check it out from the brand of BowTie Victorious. One of my favorite fragrances, Blue Sapphire. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video. What are some fragrances you have in your collection that have eternal longevity, like you literally have to wash it off your skin? I would love to hear from you down in the comment section. Now, as always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and your attention to these fragrances. You don't have to, in videos, you don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these out to some other folks out there that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.